I had the opportunity to spend some time with the Navy SEALs, some of the highest performing individuals and teams on the planet. And I asked, how do you choose, right? And they drew me a graph. This is the director of training who showed me this. They drew a graph, and on the vertical axis, they wrote performance. He wrote performance. And on the horizontal axis, he wrote trust. And the way he defined the terms is performance is how good are you at your job. Trust is what kind of person are you, right? The way they put it is, I may trust you with my life, but do I trust you with my money or my wife, right? They're SEALs. In other words, are you good at your job? Like, I trust you in the new business pitch, but I don't want to spend 6 hours trapped in an airport with you, right? It's a different standard, right? And clearly, nobody wants the person in the lower left. Nobody wants the low performer of low trust, clearly. Clearly, everybody wants the high performer of high trust, clearly. That's the person we all want on our team. What the SEALs learned is that the high performer of low trust is a toxic team member. And they would rather have a medium performer of high trust, sometimes even a low performer of high trust, it's a relative scale, over the high performer of low trust. Now, if you think about it at work, we have 1 million metrics to measure someone's performance, and we have negligible to no metrics to measure someone's trustworthiness. And so you're starting off with toxic team members, and because their numbers are so good, we promote them, and they end up becoming toxic leaders, which ends up doing more damage to the rest of the team, the rest of the organization, and everybody else's numbers. And the worst, this is such an offense when we know who these people are, and we know that they're toxic, and we know that they're bad for the team, and we know they violate all of our values, but we won't fire them because their numbers are so good. That's called finite thinking, because the damage we're doing to the rest of the team and the company at large, and by the way, those employees are not loyal at all. They get a better offer, they're out. Here's the irony. It is so easy to find the high performers of low trust. Go to any team, ask them who the asshole is, and they'll all point to the same person. Super easy to identify. Does not mean that they immediately get fired. It means first we coach them. Just like if we have a low performer, we don't immediately fire them, we coach them. You don't put your kid up for adoption because they got a D, you get them a tutor, right? Coach them. The time that you can consider asking someone to leave the bus is if they prove to be uncoachable. Now we can say, I think we've run out of time, right? If someone's uncoachable. And by the way, the opposite applies as well, which is if you go to any team and say, who's always got your back, when the chips are down, you know they'll always be there for you, the team will also all point to the same person, and the odds are that though that person may be your most gifted natural leader, they may not be your highest performer. And yet with our traditional metrics, that person gets overlooked for promotions, overlooked for bonuses, and in so doing, we send a communication to the whole company that if you want to do well here, just act like this person, but if you want to stay stuck in your job, just act like this person. And then we end up with a weak company.